Alright, today I'm going to show you how to make a homemade snare that works very good. I've caught rabbits and alligators all on the same kind of snare, so it works pretty well. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, I got a washer that I drilled 2 holes into. Size of the washer don't really matter too much. And after you drill your 2 holes, you're going to bend it into a kind of a U shape. Put it right there, my bias. It's going to be basically a U shape. We're going to bend the bottom. You're going to bend the other side. But, like I said, it's going to be kind of a U shape, but not exactly. I'll show you when I'm done. Let's see. It's pretty close. Alright. So basically I just bent the top over. I bent the bottom over. See how this one's kind of pointing up? You want the bottom one to point up too, just like it's pointing up. So you make the bottom one match the top one, kind of going up a little bit. So I need to bend this one a little bit more. It's pretty close. Alright. Next thing is to get a cable, steel cable. I'm going to weave it in there. First thing. Goes to the bottom one side, which would be a stopper. In fact, let me show you how to put a stopper on the end of it. Alright. I got a little bolt. It just fits over the cable. And I'm just going to hammer it on there. And basically I made a stopper right there. So I'm going to weave this through the bottom of the you can see it stops. I will show you the next step. Alright. Okay, so I got the end right there plugged up. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. I'm going to run it through the top hole. Notice I put a little bend in it so it helped me go through. Oh, me new. And I push it through. Like that. Basically, I'm going to pull it all the way. And basically, that's a snare right there in itself. I mean, what's wrong with you? You make another loop at the end right here. Let me see if I can find another washer that I can just hammer it down and make a loop so you can tie it off. So anyway, here's the snare. This is the loop. As the animal walks through it, it tightens up on him. You see, you can probably need a little working with it, so you just, when you first make them, to be kind of tight usually. You just work it back and forth a bunch of times. Especially if you get aluminum washers, if you can work it back and forth, this wire will eat through that aluminum pretty easy. And the more you use it, the looser it gets. Oh yeah, see, look how much easier it's coming down. And that's a homemade one. Like I said, I caught rabbits with this, alligators, everything. Alright, I'm now going to show you how to make a real snare. Alright, just going to hammer another bolt on there. And basically it's a homemade stopper there. I guarantee nothing's gonna pull it off. Alright, this time I'm gonna do something different. I bought some Sure-Lock snares, locks. I think you can buy 100 of them for $10. And basically it's already bent up for you. Got the holes in there for you. And it's pretty simple stuff to use. You just feed them through. I recommend you buy you some snares and look at them, because it gets kind of confusing sometimes how to weave them and all of that. There's a bottom lip and a top lip. Grab my stuff. The bottom lip is the one that's straight. See how the bottom right here is, this one's curved down, this one's straight. So that's the bottom lip. And you want that to point. There we go. Let me see if that's even right, because sometimes I get confused myself. Yeah, that's right. And basically it's the same exact thing that we did with the washer. This, we're gonna do it. We're gonna run it through this opening and through this hole. There we go. That's a homemade snare right there. Like I said, as the animal walks through, it goes up and it can't come back. You have to have both hands to undo it. You have to take it back here and just push it with both hands. Alright, let me show you how to stop the end. Make a little loop. Go to the anvil. Take another little bolt. One a little bit bigger. Feed it on there and it's come back on itself. A little kitten hollering at me. Alright, see, that's the end. You just hammer down that bolt, and that's the loop that you just nailed to a tree. That's a homemade snare. Alright, here I'm going to show you another snare that I use for rabbits. I got some black fishing string, which is basically this regular string that's been torn. You didn't like me to cut it out. Cut a little piece off here. I know you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing because the string is so small. When I'm going to do it, then do it with a bigger rope. But basically I made a little loop like this with a knot. Then I run the other side of it through here. And basically what happens, in fact let me make the loop a little smaller. I'm going to make this loop right here smaller. And all you can do is slide it up. It slides. And it locks in on itself as it slides because it tightens up on itself. And I'm going to run the loop back through it. Right here. And basically this is it. When the animal goes through it, I don't want to put my hand in because it tightens up. Let's see. When the animal goes through it, it tightens up. And it tightens on itself with that knot. I'm gonna have to cut it off. I can't. Oh, I'll cut it off later. Alright, let me show you what I did with a bigger piece of rope because there's no way you can see that with that little string. Alright, here's the string. You have two. You take it and you fold it back on itself. You take one of these loops, don't matter which one, and go through another loop. And that's it. Because as the rope tightens, this slides up as well. Because you have a snare going through it, you have a rope coming through it. And this tightens up on it, and the other one tightens up on it, and it locks itself in. Let me do it again. Probably from a different point of view. Let me see. Show you what I see. And you have, it's kind of complicated here. You have two. And once you have your two little ropes, you just take one side, the other side, doesn't matter, just run it through. Oh, it's confusing here. And just run it through one of them little loops that you see, and just tighten it up. And once you get your loop going, just kind of get it as close as you can. See, like I want to tighten it up to the thickness of the string. So, and you have a little space so it slide. And once it slides and tightens up on the animal, the rope tightens inside of here. So they pretend my finger's a rope. And as it goes, it just tightens up the whole thing. And that's what I use for rabbit snares. Cut this off my hammer. I've caught raccoons with that before and they never chew their way out of it because the string got a little tore on it. Let me just go ahead and do it one more time just in case you're confused. You have your little piece of string. Also you want to stretch it because it's got that tore on it. It wants to stay in circles. Alright, there we go. So now once you got your loop, you just pinch it with your finger. Take it, fold it down in itself. Just basically all you do is fold it down. And you go through one of these loops, don't matter which one. Now you got a little loop right here. And you just run the other end through it like this. And that's basically it. And the other end you just tie it to some kind of anchor. And as the animal goes through it, this loop tightens, and once it hits the animal, this will tighten up too on its own. This right here, the little knot. And it can't be pulled through. Even if you don't put a knot on the end, it still won't pull through. Pretty fast, pretty simple, and it works. I caught a lot of rabbits on these kind of strings.